When I came to this town, there was nothing that was holding me back. Couple years of running around, you start to question your convictions. Long car, jet black, fast loving, that's a fact. Mind those words that you say. High heel, gold strap, cold heart will pay it back. Mind those games that you play. Everything was black and white. The city life has changed your mind. Expose the gray of your convictions. A long car, jet black, hard loving, break your back. Mind those words that you say. High heel, gold strap, cold eyes won't change the fact. Mind those games that you play. Long car, jet black, fast loving, that's a fact. Mind those words that you say. High heel, gold strap, cold heart will pay you back. Mind those games that you play. Long car, jet black, heart loving, break your back. Mind those words that you say. High heel, gold strap, cold eyes
go. There we go. All right. We are back. We are back. Supreme American TV in effect. We are back. Supreme American TV. I got that heat behind me. I got that Lord behind me, Lord Manhattan stuff behind me. You know, the rich brand coming. The rich brand coming. So be on the lookout for that LordManhattan.com coming soon. Site is almost finished. We got a lot of good things to share. Before I start, and Lord and I trust, and Lord and I share this message. We're going to be discussing why intelligent bronze American men are viewed as a cultural threat. All right, we're going to get off into this. I want to first and foremost shout out the American indigenous. Excuse me, I'm about to mess up again. Okay, rewind. We are now announcing the first American Street Music Festival that's going to be held in Atlanta. We rebranded and we're coming back stronger than ever for the second year. So be prepared for the first American Street Music Festival. Like I said, we rebranded, so be on the lookout for that. We already promoting. Those of you who want to be a part of the first American Street Music Festival, honoring the first Americans of America, meaning us, the bronze copper colored people. Basically, we are acknowledging as first Americans. We are acknowledging as first Americans our my wife probably gonna tell me to wipe off my camera. Hold on. Probably tell me to wipe the camera off. She sent me a text, so that's probably wipe my camera off. Okay. All right. Let me see, make sure she sent me a text. I'm closer to the camera. Okay. I'm closer now. I'm up close on the camera. All right. All right. She said come closer. I still wiped it off anyway. But anyway, um, so the first American Street Music Festival. Go to phasmfest.com, phasmfest.com. Go to the first American Street Music Festival, phasmfest.com. You can put that, lovely wife, you can put that in the chat, phasmfest.com. I meant to go on TikTok and say I was going to be live on there and whatnot, so people would come over and join me over here at YouTube Supreme American. All right, so I'm pretty sure people still coming in. Okay, I'm pretty sure people still coming in. All right, so all right. So why are intelligent bronze men, so-called black men, viewed as cultural threats? Reason being is because so-called black Americans have so much cultural influence here. I said this before. I said we are the ones who dictate the culture through our music. Through our music, through our style, through our dress. We dictate the music. We dictate the fashion. We dictate the slang, the speech, and things like that. So you see pretty much people are trying to act like the the first Americans here, meaning us. People are trying to pretty much cosplay us. So I'll come closer. All right. I'm close. I'm close as I could be. All right. I'm up close on the camera. All right. I'm all in the camera, dear. She said, come closer. So, people being that they try to cosplay first Americans, bronze people, try to copy us and then call us black. Like I said, you had people try to take hold of and create this fake, stereotypical, low grade image of first Americans, bronze people, copper colored people by calling us black people. Now, why was that done? Why was the image of blackface? Why was the image of stereotypical, low intelligent having people? Why was that the image or the optic that was pushed about bronze indigenous American people? Why was that the optic? Why was that the image? Why is this stereotypical image still being pushed? I was watching the AI film. I was watching this AI film. Right. I ain't gonna name the film and whatnot. And the young brother who did it, the young guy that did it, young bronze man who did it, He was in the pretext of the AI film was he was going from different time periods, of black people, so-called black people's experiences here in America. And he was going with that young YN energy. You know what I'm saying? That young YN energy, that young, wild, abrasive, defensive energy, that stereotypical black male energy that is full of emotion, full of effeminate energy, stereotypical, emotional, loud, that type of energy, you know, and the women, they push this image of the women as being liberated and loud and disrespectful. And that's how the little YN was coming off, going through these different time periods, right? And I really couldn't stop and keep watching the film because I'm like, I don't identify with none of these stereotypical black images that they push. I don't identify with them. You see, we cut from a different cloth. Those of us who are acknowledging that we are bronze Americans, that we are Americans, right? Bronze descent, if you want to say bronze, copper color. We don't got to say our color. We Americans, man. First Americans. We don't got to say our color. It just is, right? We Americans. So, with that being said, with the bar being set as us stepping forward as the real Americans, the first Americans of America, not from Africa, not from no place else, but solely from America, us stepping forward with that and us being the cultural influences that we are in the society. After a while, people start looking at the people who were once thought of to be uh indigenous to America. They're going to start looking at them sideways. They're going to start looking at them funny. They're going to start, after a while, not seeing them, because the people who are claiming Native Americans, they're just not popular like that. They're just not popping like that. They're just not exciting. They don't set the culture. Okay. They okay in their little pockets, practicing their little Native American ceremonies and things like that, because they've enjoyed the fruits of being promoted, falsely being promoted as the indigenous people of this land. I'm talking about your Native Americans. Now, this is not to, stir up things with the so-called Native Americans, but we have to be real in what's being said here. We have to be real in what's being spoken of. And that's who we are as American indigenous people, as first Americans. We have our own account, our own history that is independent of Native American history. I'm going to say it again because your Caucasian racist historians love to wrap our history up in Mongolian Native American history, because they try to wrap these people up and make you think that these are the same people, that the American indigenous people back in the back in the 1700s, back in the 1600s, back in the 1500s, and even further back, they make you think it's all the same people, and it's not. The so-called Native Americans, who are actually Asians, Mongolian Asians, Siberians, actually from Asia, Asiatic people, they are not the indigenous people of America, but they've been promoted as that. Now, here it is, people who are being promoted as black people, people who are being promoted as African American, people who are being, called names that don't fit their influence here. Remember, I said our name as African Americans trying to promote us as people trying to promote us as foreigners, immigrants here, right? I even heard Tariq Nasheed. He's another one that keep going back and forth. I had to say this about, I was listening to one of his casts today, and he was saying that black Americans been in America for 500 years. Can you believe that? Can you believe Tariq Nasheed said that? He said black people been in America, black Americans, we've been in America for 500 years. Really? That's all? Is that all? He really said that. I'm gonna play that recording from his show where he said that. I'm like, wait a minute. First you say we indigenous, some of our people are indigenous. Then you say we only been here 500 years. Which one is it? Either we indigenous to this land, which means we was always here, or we came here 500 years ago. And if so, where did we come from? Africa. I told you, still pushing the same African American nonsense, still the same FBA made up story about us being having some ethnogenesis, and that we came here because, again, all that's meant to slow down our influence. Because once we start standing up and saying we are first Americans, that we indigenous to America, then it's going to, it's going to basically, that's the word I want to say. It's going to supersede or outshine the Native Americans, simply because we got the numbers. Simply because we got the numbers. So-called Black Americans got the numbers here. It's more of us here than Native Americans. It's more of us here than any of these other little groups and whatnot. So if Black Americans make that strong push and start saying we are first Americans, American indigenous, we're not answering to African American, that would cause a very seismic shift in the so-called Native American ideology. It would cause a very seismic shift. And for a people who have been promoted mostly by Caucasian media, the people who have been promoted as indigenous to American and Native Americans, I told you, that's all by the narrative of the so-called white man, the ones who control Hollywood and films and things like that, that promoted these people as the indigenous people of this land. And why was that done? That was done because they couldn't erase millions of indigenous people, but they could erase them with a pen. They could, which is what they did. They could erase them with a pen, which is what they did. They started to reclassify our people. They started to relabel our people as Negroes, colored, and all this other business as a way to wipe us out, because they wanted to really wipe us out, kill us off. But it was too many of our people, and a lot of our people weren't on no census and things like that. So they started trying to count our people, count how many indigenous people were here, first Americans who were here. And they stopped counting. They knew it was in the millions, way more than they was. So what they did was they just reclassified us. That's how they tried to figure out how so-called Africans, which came over, supposed to have been 300,000 supposedly over all this time, which is a lie, that they brought them over, and then all of a sudden they became millions of Africans here. No, they reclassified the people because to have our image out front as the premier image of America would basically overshadow the image of the Caucasians that they were trying to build here in America as the Indians. That's why I say it's very important that when you look up the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of American, that you understand what you're looking at. You have to understand that what you're looking at is theft of our identity. Remember, the American definition of the copper-colored races here was very distinctive in the explanation of who was seen as the first Americans here. Very, very distinctive. Very distinctive. It spoke about the copper-colored races, not the black races, because there's no such thing as black races here. It spoke of the copper-colored races who were found here by the Europeans, right, as Americans. Now, if you ever notice, the Native Americans, they never point to this. They never point to this definition of American. They never point to it because they're not copper-colored people, so it can't be talking to them. I also pointed out on my TikTok, I said there's a book called American Indian Slavery in Colonial America. American Indian Slavery in Colonial America. Now, like I said, the Native Americans said they were never slaves. So if the Native Americans, the Mongoloid Native Americans, were never slaves, then who were the people who were in bondage in colonial America, meaning the colonized North America in which the English came over? Who was the slaves that was the people that was being enslaved if it wasn't them? Who was those people? Who were the only people that have ever been reported to have been enslaved in this country? Our people. So we the ones with the copper colored skin. So bingo. There goes our hidden history right there. We the American indigenous people, we the Americans. There go our hidden history right there. So anybody that's sitting here talking about we came here 500 years ago, that we some kind of immigrants and that we had some ethnogenesis, cap to the cap. No. It's about time we stop accepting second class status here, letting people tell us who we are. You see, because when you have intelligent people who can explain our presence here in America, when you have intelligent people like myself, people like you, Dane Calloway, shout out to him, shout out to Karimi, all the people that Sister Enra Vincetta, had to throw the sister energy up in there. When you have people like that, go to her channel, American Indigenous TV, the American Indigenous channel, go to her channel, American Indigenous channel. When you have people like this, so many intelligent people, stating the fact and stating the case that, hey, we the real American Indigenous people here. We got the history, we got the knowledge to back us up. When you can say that and you can stand on that in real time, that means something. In real time, it means something. It means that if we keep up with this, we're going to overshadow the fake people who sit up here calling themselves indigenous to America, because our image is bigger. Like I said, if we take that image into media, we take that image into the music, we take that image of who we are as first Americans all over. Like I said, that causes a shift in the mindset of the people. And the people need that shift in their mind, because Black people are all messed up. They all messed up. They all confused. You see, and in their confusion, they sit up here and they align themselves with things that don't even make sense as to who we are. You see, to have somebody combat that stereotypical image, that young, emotional YN spirit that raised by a female emotional spirit, to have somebody combat that's only going to be combated by us standing up as real men, real American men, and being about our business of taking care of our families, taking care of our communities, really standing up for righteousness as American men and American women. And in America, as it said in the 1828 Merriam-Webster Dictionary, American, a title that was used to refer to the Aboriginal, or the indigenous people, which is what they saying, natives of this land, the real indigenous people of this land, the copper colored races. So us bringing that forward, that puts a whole different spin on who the American indigenous people look like. They don't want that spin, because I told you the reason why they push the so-called Native Americans. Shout, how you doing, brother? Salute to you too, brother. That puts when we say we American indigenous, like I said, we say it's going to overshadow everybody. Nobody going to be checking for the Native Americans no more. You see, nobody going to be checking for the Caucasians no more, the pretendians. They're going to show themselves to be you're going to see who the real pretendians are. The world is going to see who the real pretendians are. And you got to keep in mind, these people ain't trying to give up that culture and that heritage. And we don't really want it. We don't want it. But what we do want is for ourselves, for our children, for truth's sake, what we want is to be or acknowledge ourselves. Okay, we're not looking to be acknowledged by them. We don't care. I don't care about being acknowledged, because I just, like I said, I know I'm not answering to African American. I'm not doing that. I'm not answering to African American. I'm not answering to Black. I'm not answering to foundational Black American. I'm not answering to no ADOS. I don't give a damn how people try to, repackage the bag and put it in a different brown paper wrapper. Nah, man. Either we're going to say we American, first American, or nothing, man. Nothing. Either we're going to be first Americans or nothing, because the reality is that's who we are. Why the hell are we going to sit up here and settle for something that's not real? Why the hell are we going to sit up here and let people punk us out of who we really are, our real heritage? Why are we going to sit up here and let a bunch of influencers come in here and tell us that we been here 500 damn years, when we know damn well we always been in America? Because if you're saying we've been here for 500 years, who been here longer than us? Who been here longer than us? I told you, it's all the same thing. FBA is nothing but an African American remix. That's all it is. I told you. A lot of people do not want us to be the face of American indigenous people as first Americans. A lot of people don't want us to be the face of that. But the cat's already out of the bag right now. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. You can't put that back. It's out already. How you want to make I'm talking about, this is where hundreds of thousands of people, I'll say up in the millions, are acknowledging that we are the first Americans, that we are indigenous to America, that we are the first Americans of America. We didn't come from no place else. Nobody else. Like I said, we're the only ones that's out here acknowledging that. We're the only ones out here doing things like street festivals, First American Street and Music Festival that we're doing in Atlanta. By the way, while y'all in here, everybody donate $10 to this, man, or more, whatever you can, but at least $10 to this. Go to the Cash App, right? What's the Cash App again, lovely wife? Put that in the chat so I can read it off. Everybody go to the Cash App and go to firstamericanfest.com. I think the link is over there, firstamericanfest.com. Go to what's the Cash? ROA. Was it ROA? What's it again? Okay, ROA. All right. Okay, ROA Collective, $ ROA Collective. Thank you. $ ROA Collective. Go there, put $10 in there for the First American Street Music Festival. You all invited everybody who is acknowledging that we are the first Americans. And let me tell you something, First American does mean indigenous, because when there's a first, there's no second. There's no such thing. First is only. Anything that comes after first is not original. The Native Americans came into America and found our people here. The Mongolian Native Americans, the Asiatics, they came into parts of America and found our people here. They were not all over America. So that's a misnomer. They was not in the South. They was not down South. They was not in the North. They were on the West Coast. A lot of those people were on the West Coast, and a lot of these reservations are still in the West Coast. They still in the West Coast, Middle America, places like that. They still move more out toward that way. And those people didn't start arriving into America, into North America, until like the 1800s. That's when you start seeing the Native Americans. So we're here to speak the truth, the real truth, and nothing but the truth. So please support the truth by supporting the First American Street and Music Festival. Please support that. $ ROA Collective. You can give $10. Everybody give $10 in here. Like I said, we really want to do this. We really want to, because again, I'm sick and tired of our people sitting up here telling about, oh, what's your solution to the problems of our people? Okay, the solution number one is community, and also what we could do as a community is celebrate who we are as First Americans. That's a big step in the right direction, because we always say that our people suffer for lack of knowledge of who they are, which is why they do ignorant things, which is why they engage in ignorant belief systems and follow these people and they false religions, these Europeans, these Arabs, and all these other people we follow in they false religions and they false gods, and we rejecting our own first American culture, our own American culture, our own connection to a higher power, which is the Lord. We disconnected from that, and this is why our people are messed up, because we're not following a natural way of life. Who we are as Americans is a natural way of life for us. Like, for example, you take Black Americans, so-called Black Americans, first Americans, you take them and put them in Africa, you take them and put them in other places, they're not going to adapt to these places. Our people never adapt when they go over to Africa, because they taught this lie that we came from the diaspora, that we all African and all this other nonsense, which it was a way to con us out of, aligning ourselves with the term American. Now, when you hear the word American, you think white people. They even made up a whole story behind the word America coming from some Italian explorer named Amerigo Vespucci, which is a lie. His name was Alberico Vespucci. It was in Amerigo. And America was not named after him. And how you know that is because if it was, you would know more about him. You know more about Christopher Columbus than you know about Amerigo Vespucci. They made that up. That's a lie. You don't know nothing about this guy. Nothing. Why would a whole continent be named after some unknown? Pretty much, he was an unknown explorer, an unknown Italian explorer. So this was their way of trying to explain, without telling the truth, that the word America comes from the indigenous peoples here, the Bronse indigenous, so-called Black Americans. The word comes from us. You see, the word comes from our people. And they were using it all around the Americas when these Europeans came here, and they saw our people using it. So they started to make reference to this place as America as well. They made it a global thing, making reference to this place as America. Okay. They made it a global thing, referring to these places, South and Central America, as that. But that word comes from our people, and we being the original Americans, the first Americans, the biggest secret that has been hidden from our people is a revelation in itself. You see? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bronze men are a threat because these other groups can't compete. Like I said, if we start saying we first Americans, then again, that's like raising the bar. Remember how I told y'all when they didn't want to let I'm talking about the sports leagues, the NBA, the NFL, when they didn't want to let our people in, black men, into these leagues. The reason why they didn't want to let black men into these leagues was not because they wasn't talented or things. It was because they were too talented. Okay. And when so-called black people enter the arena of something, we tend to raise the bar through our sheer athleticism, through our sheer higher intelligence, through our sheer innovation, and our ingenuity. We raised the bar. We changed whenever we enter something. So when they saw us entering the sports, they was like, "Oh, these white boys was like, they're gonna have to work harder now. They're gonna have to work harder. They're gonna have to get in shape and whatnot." Because Jackie Robinson, when he came into the baseball league, he raised the bar. He running fast. He was more athletic. So again, they raised the bar to make the white players look bad. Same thing with basketball. They still got a picture of damn Jerry West up there for the NBA image, a white man. Yet all these black stars, from Jordan to Magic to all these Elgin Baylor, all these stars that made basketball a popular game. Because prior to black men entering basketball wasn't on shit. Basketball, nobody was checking for basketball. It's only when American men started entering, and the Caucasians took down. That's when we sped it up. You start seeing about slam dunking and all this stuff. So we took over the image of basketball, but they still got to have that white man there, Jerry West. He's an old school white basketball player who was back there throwing up throwing up three throws and 3-pointers and all that other stuff. But he wasn't slam dunking and doing all this stuff, which people find exciting about basketball. You see, that's why they're going to keep black men in football and in basketball. They're going to keep them there. They trying to take them out of baseball, but if you notice, ain't nobody checking for baseball no more. And it's the same thing. What brings me back to the whole first American title. If we say we the first Americans, like I said, people gonna roll with it. If we say we the first Americans, you're gonna have a little bit of pushback, but after a while, people they're gonna roll with it. Other countries gonna start looking at us as first Americans. They're gonna start saying, hey, you know what? That makes sense that the black Americans are the first Americans, that they're the indigenous people, because their culture is the dominant culture in America. Their culture is the dominant culture in America. You can't get away from that. Their culture is the dominant culture in America. Simple as that. Jack Johnson, another example. Yep. Jack Johnson and white boys, before he came in, them white boys doing their little, they ain't really got hands like that. White boys ain't really got hands. I mean, some of them do, but they ain't not like that. They really ain't got hands. So Jack Johnson came in and beat the brakes off of them, and they were so mad. They was lynching indigenous people, lynching bronze men, so-called black. He was lynching our people, killing our people. They were so mad that this indigenous bronze man with gold fronts in his mouth, grabbing up all the white females he wanted, got the nerve to come in there and beat a white man up. And this was the time of Jim Crow, and they was trying to push their dominance over our people. So, they went ape shit when they seen that the bronze man came in there and beat the brakes off, and they was calling them all kind of beasts and animals and all that. This is the type of era they was on, because this represented white males at their most weakest point. When they saw a bronze indigenous man, a real American man, beat the brakes off of them, they lost their minds, man, because they was up here swearing, because they live by that. They supreme, they better than us, they superior to us, and all of that. And all of that got dispelled quickly. That's why they went and got Jesse Owens to be in the Olympics, because they couldn't beat the Germans. The United States could not beat the Germans, so they had to go get an original American bronze man, Jesse Owens. They had to get a real American to come there and win those medals. And that's what happened. You see, They always end up running back to us, the indigenous people, the real Americans, when they need a leg up, when they need a hand up, when they need something, they always end up running back to us. And the music, all the popular music here that the world listens to is from us, from the Americans, from us. It's not African. It's not none of that. It's thoroughly American. This argument that they was having about the Olmec statues being African or Mexican, the original Mexicans are Black Americans. So there you go. The Olmec statues are Black American statues. You got people like George Floyd, who looks like an Olmec. You got all kinds of bronze American indigenous people who are indigenous to America, first Americans, who look like the Olmec statues. You got a bunch of them. They look more like the Olmec statues than these modern day Mexicans today. And if you see some of the features of the Mexicans that may have those features as the Olmecs, it's because they're mixed in with us. Those lips, those nose, all that is from us. Now, had it been on any other statue outside of America, they would have called it Black or African. But because it's in Mexico and they don't want to link us to America, they don't want to, the racist Caucasian historians don't want to link us to America because they already got these stories set. They already got this lie going that they brought white people brought us here into America. We wasn't here. And you know, and obviously Tariq Nasheed is doubling down on it because one minute he telling you we indigenous and we was here, then he telling we was only here for 500 years. I mean, what? See, you got, again, they will enlist people, and I'm not saying I don't want to use the word agent. I don't want to use that. I'm not going to say that about him. I'm not going to say that. But it just looks real fishy that, dude, you 1 minute you saying we indigenous, and he's a big influencer. You know, he's a big influencer. You got a lot of people listening to him. It's 1 minute you saying we indigenous, but then you claiming some ethnogenous, we from Africa and we all African. That's some made up white man philosophy, man. That's some made up white man philosophy that is not factual. It is not factual that all life started in Africa. That's a lie and a theory from these Caucasians. I've been debunked that. I've been debunked that. What did I say? I give you the short of it when I show you how I debunked that all life couldn't have started in Africa. How you know all life couldn't start in Africa? Because first and foremost, they did not check every square inch of the earth outside of Africa. So in order for you to say that all life started in Africa, that means you would have had to check every square inch of America outside of Africa to make that point. You would have had to check every last part of Africa outside of America to make that point. And they didn't do that. So they can't say all life started in Africa. They're just making that up. They lying. They're lying. You see? You see? He just said, I was listening tonight. He just said, yeah, black people go back 500 years. I'm like, where you getting that number from? Then you put on the FBA flag 1526. What's that supposed to mean? That's when we started coming here. I told you, man. A lot of people, you know, they're not gonna. A lot of these people with they up with the BS, man. A lot of people are up with the BS, man. People that look like us, people who getting, you know, compensated somewhat nicely to lie to our people, man. To lie to our people, mislead our people, to get them to believe they from Africa, that we Africans. And he keep pushing this. We had an ethnogenesis and was African slaves that came and mixed in with the indigenous people. So, okay, even if you saying that, then why are you saying we only been here 500 years? Because that's just sound like you going with the African slave ship story. Why are you going with the African slave ship story? But then you saying we had an ethnogenesis, and you keep pointing out how different we are from the Africans. So how can we be different from them if we come from them? How can our music and all this be different? Because you keep pointing out the differences, but then you say we come from them. That don't make no sense. That's nothing but confusion. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Or is that nothing but confusion he's promoting? And again, I don't want to make this a bash Tariq Nasheed thing, but bro, you promoting confusion. You promoting confusion. And I'm not no tether, and I'm not my family been in America. I'm not no African. I'm not no tether. I'm saying that it's a lot of people that look like us that will take money. Not saying him, but I'm like, what makes you hold on to this idea that we come from Africa? What I mean, that you can believe whatever you want to, and that's fine. But when you start going out here telling people and you trying to program people to believe that BS, you trying to say, see, we had an ethnogen. You keep on trying to say it because you're trying to get people to believe that. Just like you try to get people to believe we got black skin. And let me tell you something. I was going to do this on TikTok. You see how, I'm not trying to make this about Tariq bad. I'm not bashing, just, again, but I am going to be critical of things people say because he's a big influencer. Let me tell you something. When he said that he called Dane Calloway's research about who we are as American indigenous people BS, and he tried to crap on Dane Calloway for saying that Harriet Tubman isn't real. Should we then take you seriously when you said that we got black skin? We should have stopped listening to you after you said we got black skin. If we're going to sit and look at something ridiculous, we know we don't got black skin. You trying to convince us that we black skin people. Do we got black skin? Yes or no? Do we got black skin? Yes or no? So if you're going to sit here and tell us that we got black skin, and we can clearly see we the copper-colored races that were described in the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of American, that we could clearly see the description is of us. We could clearly find all these indigenous tribes here that are so-called Black American tribes, which our families come from. Then why are you up here lying, telling our people that we was only in America 500 years? Why are you sitting here telling them we was only in America 500 years? That's the African slave ship story, which we know is BS. You see? Which we know is BS. Why are you sitting up here lying to our people, telling them we came from Africa and there was some slave ships? And then when they asked him what was the slave ship, he was the good ship Jesus and Amistad. That's it. That's all you know. Somebody asked what the slave ship they broke up on in the bottom of the river. That's what happened to them. You making this shit up, man. You lying, bro. You lying. You making up stuff. You claim to be a historian, but again. If you're gonna, again, I'm not. It's not personal. This is business. Because if you're gonna sit here and you're gonna, you should just say, and again, you can say whatever you want to, but just make it known that this is your theory. This is your theory. This is not reality. This is what you believe. You believe there was an ethnogenesis, because nowhere has anybody ever taught that there was no ethnogenesis. He made that up. But we can trace our heritage back to indigenous tribes. We can do that. And it seems like when people come on and talk about that with him, he try to make fun of it. He makes light of it. But all that being said, like I said, he's an influencer. He got a big platform, and that's fine. And I could see why certain people would reach out and try to keep him promoting a certain ideology about our people not being indigenous to the land, because whenever you see these big platforms, Dane Calloway talked about how they approached him, trying to, basically get him on the payroll, get him on the thing, lying to our people. Shout out to him for not taking the bait. But like I said, again, the genie's out the bottle. We don't have to rely on nobody no more. Tariq Nasheed, what he talking about, or what anybody talking. We know we first Americans. We know that's it. We American. We first Americans. That's it. That's all. We ain't gotta sit up here and take nobody's word for it. That's who we are. Simple as that. And we ain't come here no 500 years ago. And this is why we need festivals like this. This is why we need channels like this. This is why. This is exactly why. This is why we need a First American Street Music Festival for the first Americans of America, us. This is why we need this. This is why we're going to have this. So we want everybody, please, to go in and donate. If y'all really, with this message, you really what's being said, because I'm the only one out here that's really pushing hard for who we are as first Americans. I am, because we doing festivals and things like that. And again, no disrespect to nobody else. Dane Calloway, he doing his thing. But after a while, when people are not, going beyond the internet with it, when they're not ready to live this as a way of life. And again, I'm saying as a first American, a modern day and first American, people who know that this is our heritage, American, and this is what we know, and this is what we're going to stand as. We're not going to answer as Black people no more, the intelligent ones of our people. We're not answering as Black people or African Americans no more. No, we're just going to be American, man. Simple as that. First American, that's it. We're not even answering to American Indian no more, because again, that's a misnomer. We Americans. We don't need no remix. We don't need nobody telling us anything else. We American. You got exactly. A lot of people are living in the matrix and living in a lie. I actually had somebody come on my last broadcast I did. when I was talking about Venus and Serena Williams, I actually had somebody come into my comment section because I said we first Americans and we bronze people. You know, something that's real, that's logical. You can see we got copper colored skin. You can see, I mean, this is simple. This is not rocket science. This ain't something you got to really do some heavy, serious research, because all the research been done already. It's already been done. It's nothing to really it's nothing to really do research on. We already know it's been researched to death. We know we're the first Americans. We know we indigenous to America. We know that. So when I said first American, when I said bronze people, I had this clown come on my comment section. Come on, brother, get with it. FBA, we foundational Black American. What's this bronze, copper colored stuff? No, I'm not going to get with something because it's popular, like how a lot of you niggas do, man. A lot of y'all get with stuff because it's popular, it's a fad. I don't do that. My people, we don't do that. We don't get with things because it's popular. You see? You know, and we don't get with things because it's popular. I'm guy gonna try to get me to change my language. Oh, brother, we FBA. No. If I see a bunch of people jumping off a cliff, I'm not gonna jump off because they all jumped off. Which means I'm not gonna follow something that sounds stupid. I'm not gonna follow something that don't make sense because number one, I don't have black skin, and number two, I've been in America. Part of believing that you foundational Black American, you got to believe that you came from Africa on some slave ships and had an ethnogenesis and mixed in with some indigenous Black tribes here. You got to believe that BS, some made up nonsense, which is a lie. You got to believe a lie in order to be FBA. You got to believe you got black skin. We got all these different shades of copper colored people. You mean to tell me we all just black people? So there's a light-skinned black person, there's a brown-skinned black person, there's a dark-skinned black. Come on, man. We all black people, huh? We falling for this ignorance. We really gonna sit up here and let people tell us that we got black skin. We're gonna sit up here and believe this nonsense when it was nothing but a classification that was meant to hide who we was as Americans. That's all black was. Just like Negro, just like African American, these were all classifications to hide who we are as American indigenous people, as first Americans. That's all it is. And we tired of hiding, man. We tired of hiding behind the mask. We tired of listening to people making up stuff, telling us that we foundational black people and that we freed men and all this other bullshit. We tired of this, man. And let me tell you something. As much as people speaking about ancestors, the ancestors going to come against you because you telling lies. The ancestors, the ascendants, going to come against you because you lying to the people. You helping to mislead the people because you may have your own agenda. And again, it's not taking no shots, but again, this focuses solely on what you're telling people, because you're saying that this is our history and you're doing just what people like Jesse Jackson, all those other people did, misleading our people with the whole African American thing. That's what you're doing. You're misleading our people. You're lying. You mislead. I'm not even gonna call you a liar. I'll just say you're misleading. Now, that's a nice way of calling you a liar, though. You're lying to our people, or you don't know what you're talking about. It is what it is. But again, I didn't come to bash him or whatnot. I ain't come to bash Tariq Nasheed and nothing like that. I came more or less to talk about the first American Street Music Festival for first Americans, people who are acknowledging that we are the real Americans of America. We didn't come from no place else. We're not Africans. We got nothing to do with Africa. So if y'all with that, then hey, hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. We doing the festival. Visit FASM Fest, FSMFest.com. Visit FASMFest.com. Donate to the First American Festival. Go to the Cash App, $ ROA Collective. You see it up there, $ ROA Collective. Throw $10 in there. Come on, we trying to raise $24,000 by May, which we can do. Yes, we can do. I'm gonna be up here running my mouth, campaign for it. We like I said, we doing it again. We did it last year. It was successful. We had a little, we had a decent turnout, but we're gonna make it bigger and better this year because this is for us, man. Let's do something for us. Let's do something for our babies. You see, that's all. Again, The world knows it, man. Our people are waking up to the reality of who they are as American indigenous people. So it's not even no secret no more. It's no more cat in the bag. It's no more cat in the hat. It's no more hidden thing. No more hidden this, hidden that. We're not hiding nothing no more, man. We're not going to be black no more for people because they want us to be black and shut up and be black so they can keep their lives in place. So donate to the First American Street and Music Festival. Go to First American Festival. Donate to the First American Street and Music Festival. You know, also, if you agree with what I'm saying, become a registered member of the Republic of America worldwide, ROA worldwide, for First Americans only, for bronze skin First Americans only, our own community. Visit phasmfest.com, right? phasmfest.com. That's First American Street Music Festival, i.e. Phasm Fest. It's going to be taking place in Atlanta this year, May. We want everybody to come out, bring the children out. Listen, man. It's not right that we don't have an American festival in America, our country. This is our country. We fought, and our people done fought in every war for this country to liberate this country. We started the economy in this country through our slave labor. We started the economy here. We started all this stuff going forward. We put the music here. We put the economy here. We put the culture here. So how the hell is it that we don't have an American street and music festival, First American Street and Music Festival? We had to say first because we got to let it be known. Yeah, we are the first Americans here. A lot of people calling themselves American, white people, yellow people. A lot of people calling themselves first Americans here, but they're not first Americans. And American was not meant to be a generic title. Just like you can't make Italian a generic title just because people move to Italy don't make them Italian. Italians look a certain way. Germans, French, Irish all look the same way. Nigerian, whoever. Those people of their countries. Who is the inhabitants of America? Who are the Americans? It can't be Europeans. They trace their heritage back to Europe. You know they came from someplace else. It can't be Native Americans because they trace their heritage. They don't want to take DNA tests, but it's okay. We already know y'all Siberian, Asiatic people. That's why you got Asian features. Y'all don't want to deal with their reality of it. We the only ones who don't link back to Africa. We don't. We don't. And y'all don't link to America. So I'm about to wrap this up. You know, again, us claiming American obviously bothers people. The truth bothers a lot of people, but don't let it bother. Let's not let it bother us because we got to live in the truth, man. Because us living the lies what kept us in mental bondage, kept us in a slave mentality. We got to stop that, man. And again, this is not about, this is just about waking up to who we are, man. Again, we're not trying to make no political statements. We're not trying to fight with nobody. We're not trying to break the law. We're not trying to go against the government. We're not. We're not trying to do any of those things. We are simply acknowledging that we are American. That's it. We're simply acknowledging that we Americans, first Americans. And that's it. We're not putting no African on it no more. We're not sitting up here believing some ethnogenesis BS. We're not calling ourselves black people no more. No matter how much you try to remix it and call us foundationals, it's all African American all over again. Because if you claiming we came from Africa and mixed them with indigenous Americans, then you call us African Americans. I mean, maybe the FBA people too slow to get that, but it's whatever, man. It's whatever. It's whatever. I'm done. So I'm gonna wrap this up again. I'm gonna say this again. Lovely wife, put this up on the screen. Put it up on the screen. Where can they go to hit the Cash App? Go donate to the First American Festival Cash App. $ ROA Collective. $ ROA Collective. Throw $10 in there. Throw 20. Give all you can, whatever you can give to it. But we would at least like $10. And again, it's not going in my pocket. It's not going in our pocket. It's not going in our community's pocket. It's going for the festival. The First American Street Music Festival, because it's about time we had a festival based on who we are. Donate to the First American Street Music Festival, Cash App, ROA, $ ROA Collective, $ ROA Collective. And that's it. And also join the Republic of America, become a registered American, become a registered First American in the Republic of America. This is our heritage community, our heritage, our community for us. Join the ROA worldwide. If you acknowledge that we are first Americans, join ROA worldwide because we're going to have our own American community. Just like the Italians got their community, Jews got their community, we should have our own first American community, our own American community. That's it. Also, check me out on Mentellect Patreon. Mentellect Patreon, subscribe to that. Check me out on that. So, we can, you can check out, more of my teachings I give every night. It's called, I do American Mentellect Radio. Still a man from Mentellect. Do American Mentellect Radio. So check that out. Mentellect on Patreon. Check out the American Indigenous channel. Check out the American Indigenous channel. Sister Aaron Vanzetta. Also, what else? I think I said everything. What did I miss? Oh, check out draconianrules.com. Check out draconianrules.com. And that's it. You can't own land without the Lord. All right. Exactly. Okay. All right. We the first Americans. Yeah. That's it. So I'm about to close this out. And I'm not trusting, I'm not thinking, and I'm not in this message. I'll see y'all next Friday. And I'm going to be on TikTok. So good night.
How it's gonna be.